And the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. And the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. And the dream that you dare to, oh why can't well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dream that you dare to, why, oh why can't
What a nice medley to start the morning with, wasn't that? So I'll say, good morning, Union Basin. Oh, you did a good job. On January 30th, that's Friday, coming up, all the way through the 4th of April, 64 days, has been something that's been around for a while. Here's our younger contingent. Something that's been around for quite some time. It's called the Season of Nonviolence. I don't know if you're aware of it. January 30 was when Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated. April 4th is when MLK, Martin Luther King Jr., was assassinated. Both of them were pioneers and masters with regard to the spirit within and nonviolence without in society. And I ache a little bit at the tenor of our society. And I would like us to be able to, put your hand over your heart. I like that, Sue. For Alex, who lost his life a couple of days ago. For his family. And for the chaos and the violent rhetoric that is there so often in our society. We hold the truth that that need not be so. But that peace, perfect peace, is available to us. We open ourselves, and if we say, when we sing the peace song, it begins with me. So just hold in your thoughts for just a moment. Alex, nurse in Minneapolis, serving people, and in this chaotic time, losing his life. In the silence, just a moment, we hold him. And then we pray as we begin, God of all goodness, we are challenged to trust that goodness in the lives of those we know, in the lives of those we don't know, in order that the peace that we desire can be expressed first from within out through us into the world, and then permeating the hearts of many who also long for that peace. And peace being established, being built. We are grateful that we can be a part of that, even though we may never know exactly how. What we do begins with small things, like speaking to ourselves kindly, like forgiveness. And so today, we give our attention to those things, and keeping on with the new story, not the old one that's dragged over from the last year, but the new story that we are living in this time. I'm grateful for everyone who has joined us, both those online, Rev J, as she has joined us online to share her heart with us, and all of you who are here in person. We are grateful. And so it is. Amen. I don't mean to talk too much, but something is, I just need to say. Has to be said I want to share that with you. So we kind of changed the tempo here, and we have So welcome everyone to Unity of Payson. If you're with us online, we're so glad you're here. We're glad for those of you online who are members of the interfaith community, who join us for this time and often join us other Sundays and other events and activities. We'd just love to have you with us. So if you're with us for the first time, make sure that you let us know that. You can do that by putting something in the chat, and Donna will record that. She's the co-host for us virtually today. Or you can send us a message at unityofpayson.org. There's a message place. We would love to hear from you, so please let us know that you're joining with us. So with all of those who perhaps are with us for the first time, and for all of those who are here, and all of those that we anticipate will join with our spiritual family here, we say this affirmation together. We love you, we bless you, we welcome you, and we bless the Christ you are. I'll get this straight sooner or later. I'm a little new at this platform stuff, so you'll have to bear with me. Okay, it's time for gratitudes. What are you grateful for? Do you have a gratitude practice? Is there something that you do regularly, it's just part of your spiritual practice, to express gratitude? Or do you eagerly say thank you when someone is just a little bit kind to you? Or are you just grateful for a blessing that you want to share with us? Let's do that. So I'm going to grab this microphone and we'll go ahead. Oh, it works. We'll go ahead and if you have a gratitude, you're here in person, would you please raise your hand and I'll pass you the mic. Donna, would you take a look for anybody who has gratitudes there? They're welcome to speak out by unmuting or to put that in the chat. But here in person, who has a gratitude? Oh, Betty's ready.
Well, actually, it was in the middle of the night when I usually wake up in the middle of the night, and was just experienced a lot of gratitude for the simple things. A warm, cozy bed and a safe house as I think about all the ice storms that are going on across the country and the monks that are walking in the cold, and of course all the horrific things happening up in Minnesota. So just very grateful for what I have.
Thank you, Betty. Who else? I'm looking. It was a sober morning. I'm grateful that though I may not know them, there are many of my soul brothers and sisters who have joined with me in the energy of peace that we put out into the world. I know there's so many of them. Sometimes we feel alone, but we're not. Somebody said, there's really no wrong way to pray, is there? And I think there's not. It comes from, thank you, Betty. It comes from within us and extends out. And if we don't understand all of the theology or all of the truth that goes with it, nonetheless, our prayers, none of them are wrong. Some people have said, well, prayer is talking to God, and I think you said that, Charlotte, in our Soul Boost. Prayer is talking to God, and meditation is listening to God. And it goes on, and there are so many more things that we talk about here at Unity. Affirmation is being a part of prayer. Denial is being a part of prayer.
To begin with saying that I really do miss being there in person, and this opportunity has given me more of a reason to miss it. But now we're speaking, now we're together. And the truth of it is, we are together, whether we are on video, whether or not we can hear each other, whether or not we can see each other. We are one, spiritually. And it's so very important for us to be able to draw on that energy. You know, when Neil was going through this experience and handling it so very, very well, I had the story come up for me about times that something similar had happened, and did I handle it that well? Immediately I was questioning it. So it's important for us to know how easily stories come up and how we can do things differently. And that's important because each of us has stories, just like I just shared with you. And, you know, What I'm going to say is more than one. Yes, reflection of who we've been and what we've done and what we haven't done, and what we've experienced in this lifetime and previous lives. These stories have led us to the story of who we are today and who we want to be. So Alan Cohen said, don't use the past as an excuse to miss out on your future. Begin a new story. And I'm so grateful that Reverend Neil has shared that, because so often for us, we let our past put up the blocks to love's presence. And we know better than that in unity. That doesn't mean that we don't err occasionally. Just like I did a few minutes ago. Did I do it that well? See what I mean? We all have shared many of our stories with others, like I just did with you. However, what I'm suggesting today is that for us to go within, to personally read and study our own stories. By doing so, we will be listening to our thoughts in mind and learning from them, and knowing whether or not they are to be shared with others, or they are to be forgiven and let go of, or, most importantly, what did they teach us? As Reverend Neil said, the new year began with sharing the importance of our stories and what a large part of the visioning process for this new year. Yes, I know we're almost complete with the first month, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to tell stories of our personal lives and the life of ministry in this blessed congregation and with our families and friends. The most important thing is that we're open to read them ourselves. The reflections in worship, along with the upcoming opportunities for conversations, help us to think about where we've been and who we are now, to understand more clearly who Divine Spirit is calling us to be. Buddhist teacher Pema Chodron tells us that times when we become aware of our feelings in our stories, feelings like suppressed anger, fear, resentment, are clear moments when we can uncover where we're stuck. I'm going to repeat what she said, where we can uncover where we're stuck. In the moment of that feeling, if we find the way to open to feeling it, as she says, lean into it, or as I say, read it, then we can face our fear. I personally have found that by giving myself permission to acknowledge these feelings of my stories, I can begin to see them from a much different perspective, be much more awake and alert to the now moment rather than the history of that story, whether it was half hour ago or 50 years ago. I ask myself daily what I've learned from this or these experiences when they come up to me. And, from Pema's teaching, closing off or denying those feelings just delays the healings, just delays the guidelines for how to step forward. As our spiritual journey continues to unfold in this year of 2026, we have a lot going on, as Reverend Neil shared, an awful lot going on. And when we read the old stories to see and learn from them, then we share our spiritual truth, because we can choose a new perspective and step forward to live. Yes, to live with purpose, to live with intention. We are called to write a new story, and when it is done well, we will have the intent that it is not just a story of our own design, edited by our ego. It is the story of our truth. Let's face it, the truth is we are spiritual beings, co-creators with the divine, having a human experience. And now it is time for us to choose a renewed purpose, to do so with intention, commitment. That is why reading our story is so important for us and will help us to accomplish. The acronym that I'm using for READ this time is Raising Expectations, Achievement, and Development. Yes, isn't that the intention for this new year? Sharing our true purpose of being truly helpful to ourselves and to others? Like Reverend Neil brought up earlier, it's about peace. It's our opportunity to release the negative stories, the fear, the judgment, the anger, etc., and step forward with peace in mind, thought, and action. Let us remember that our worldly life has become an individualized expression of our oneness within the divine. That oneness never ends, never is done. It is who we truthfully are. And our self-perception, as well as our perception of others, is shaped by our thoughts, beliefs, opinions, values, and I'm going to repeat it, our stories. As we read our stories, we begin the inner work to change the trajectory of our thinking and receive spiritual insight. When we can see more clearly, even during all this perceived drama in the world, that wonderful expression of love that we are is everywhere present in its fullness. And a lot of people don't feel it, don't know it, don't expect it. And we have to give ourselves permission to share an energy of knowing and feeling and expecting and accepting. And we can do that. We can do it through affirmative prayer, meditation, commitment to spiritual study, as well as recognizing and accepting our skills, our talents, our creativity to begin anew, regardless of what has happened years ago, yesterday, or 10 minutes ago. It's important for us to recognize that what we think may happen in the future, or what seems to be happening in the present moment, and bring an awareness that all that power of thought must be dependent upon the loving presence of the divine that is within us, as us. Gratefully recognizing and accepting the divine gifts that we have, as well as our humanistic special abilities and creativity in this material world. The things that bring us joy and happiness, the things that we care about, the things that we are delighted to be able to share, and yes, our dreams. It's time we recognize this. What might you do in the year ahead that will make a difference in your life and the lives of others? The lives of those that you care about, upfront and personal, the lives of our communities, and all. It's difficult for us to realize that we communicate with the oneness, with the all. You know, here we are today being cut off on sound, and Don and I enjoying talking together. Nobody hearing us. Isn't it interesting, though, that we connected? We didn't give up. We didn't get upset. We just enjoyed each other. And that says a great deal about how we purposely move forth with faith. And, you know, I'm calling you to attention to read your story because it helps in letting go of the past and embracing a new awareness, as well as trusting in the divine guidance to handle any seeming challenges. And yes, we have a few in the world now. And yes, we have a purpose in this new year, a purpose to remain with our spiritual commitments and have a purposeful intention to be truly helpful. As Reverend Neil shared last week, our intention is powerful. Do we live intentionally every day? Do we wake up in the morning and say, I will share peace, I will share love, I will be truly helpful? Do we wake up in the morning and focus on sharing all our love and physical and mental interactions? Living with intention is truly helpful and empowers the creation of a new, renewed story. And yes, because of our oneness with each other, our oneness within the divine, we share that and we empower the creation of a new and renewed story for others if they're willing to accept. The purpose to be truly helpful and to each other, from my perception, is our only purpose. We're not here by accident at this time or this place. Here we are on Zoom in person with Unity of Payson. This is a new year, folks. Yes, we've completed a month of it almost. But this new year, the months forthcoming, are an invitation to move forward beyond mere resolutions and embrace our intentionality, setting a purpose-driven, love-centered direction in our lives. From my perception, we begin with two basic intentions. First and foremost is the spiritual intention, that intention of committing to deepening our understanding and our accepting and our sharing of the divine truth of love that we are. That, from my perception, is first and foremost. And then second is our relational intention, focusing on sharing our love with family and friends, Unity of Payson, interfaith community, and more. Those that we know personally and those that we do not. We have the ability to share love and peace with them. So, yeah, I know it's kind of like taking a deep breath in with some of the things that have been going on. But how will we be truly helpful this year? Spiritually, kindly, with gratitude, compassion, generosity, sharing peace, as I've said before and will say again, making people laugh a little bit. What about the self-love and the care? Can we pick one or two of those or more? Well, listen to the boss here for a moment. One or two is not our truly helpful intention. We must take that deep breath in and say, yes, of course. We will be truly helpful this year with all of these and more. We can, we will. That is our truth. Do you remember watching Charlie Chaplin on TV when you were young? The TV was a Philco or an Emerson, only receiving 1 to 4 channels, maybe, big knobs that clicked. Charlie would make you laugh and laugh in the silent black and white as he did his silliness and antics. And what about, do you remember Muhammad Ali? Later on color TV, fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. That TV with smaller knobs and less clicks could receive more channels. These are the stories and our memories that can brighten our light and encourage us to help us see things differently, just like they did. It's a wonderful life, isn't it? Do you agree? Do you remember the movie, It's a Wonderful Life? My guess is that most of us do remember that film, due to our age, of course. But the core of that message is that every life has immense, often unseen value and impact, emphasizing themes of community, selflessness, redemption, showing how one person's seemingly small acts can create a ripple effect. And that true wealth lies in relationships, helping each other, ultimately teaching that no one is a failure as long as they have friends to connect with. Now, this classic, yes, dating back to 1946, is still consistently watched. Featuring Jimmy Stewart, the character of George Bailey, who runs Bailey Brothers Building and Loan. After his Uncle Billy loses $8,000 deposit on Christmas Eve of 1945, George realizes criminal charges are imminent with the bank. Eventually, he wanders to a bridge on the edge of town where he contemplates taking his life by jumping into the icy waters below. You pause for just a moment, and then it is there where George encounters an angel, Clarence Odebody, who helps George realize just how wonderful his life really is. But what many viewers don't realize is that much of Jimmy Stewart's acting, particularly scenes where he was crying or angry, are actually feelings that were personal to him that he experienced from his emotional wounds of World War II. It was amidst the growing conflict of World War II that Stewart felt called to put on his acting career on pause, to stop it for the moment. And he enlisted in the United States Army. An experienced pilot, Stewart was commissioned a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army Air Corps. That was in 1942. Stewart flew over 20 combat missions he rarely talked about due to the carnage he witnessed. His most challenging mission was in 1944 over a German town of Gotha. A flight leader, Stewart, that he was, lost many of his men during that campaign, and Stewart's plane was hit during the mission. However, he managed to get it back to base in England with part of his plane the undercarriage of his plane missing. In 1945, he returned home, a changed man with definitely a new story. And due to PTSD, he rarely slept, had recurring nightmares, and experiencing mood swings, often resulting in fits of rage. Then, surprisingly, after all of his events, Stewart was offered the main role of George Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life. In the film, after his encounter with Clarence the Angel and seeing what life would be without him, Stewart returns to the bridge where he had contemplated suicide earlier that night. And in the film, he prays to God. I'm going to quote, "Dear Father in heaven, I'm not a praying man, but if you're up there and you can hear me, show me the way. Show me the way. I'm at the end of my rope. Show me the way." Later in an interview, Stewart admitted, "As I said those words, I felt the loneliness, the hopelessness of people who had nowhere to turn, and my eyes filled with tears. I broke down sobbing. The scene was so compelling that it was done in one take." Now, why? Because he was drawing on his story to see and to feel and to experience things differently. In another scene, Bailey yells at his family and destroys part of the living room, a fit not like what he experienced because of his own PTSD. And despite that inner turmoil, he went on to become one of the most accomplished and beloved actors in our American history. He was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Reagan in 1985. Now, take a look at those stories that I have shared and give yourself permission to realize that this film with his stories, with his energy, with his change of perspective, initially was not successful. It was called a flop. Not even enough income to cover the production costs. However, after the film's copyright lapsed, broadcasters were able to air that movie for free, flooding the airways, particularly at Christmas time. A new tradition was born. Remember, a new tradition was born after Christmas time. NBC eventually acquired the rights to the film and has aired that beloved movie every Christmas Eve for several decades. Manny and I have watched this movie together for 17 years, and some of those years more than once. Yes, that movie shared a new story. Our lives are called to share a new story. And when it is done well, we will have the intent that it's not just a story of our own design, edited by our ego. It is our story of truth, just like Jimmy Stewart reinvented his story. He read Raising Expectations, Achievement, and Development. It's a Wonderful Life shares a powerful message that everyone has a unique purpose, just like you and I. The movie concludes with George realizing how rich he really is with the family and friends and recognizing them as the family of God that God has blessed him with. It's an opportunity for us to recognize a powerful spiritual lesson. Every life matters. Every life. Each spiritual being has a unique purpose in each lifetime and is created, guarded, directed by our God. Are we willing? Are we ready? Yes, we are. We would not be here on this planet at this time if we weren't ready. Just like this film teaches a powerful spiritual lesson that every life matters, each one of us has a unique purpose in each lifetime, created, guided, and directed by our God, by the divine within us. We are called to write a new story, just like Jimmy Stewart was in that film. How it became a cathartic experience for him, allowing him to release and let go of the previous stories and begin anew. This is the story of our material world life experience. And when it is done well, we will have the intent that it is not just a story of our own design, edited by our ego. It is our teaching, learning story of truth. That is the most important intent we can have this year, learning our truth. As said in Isaiah chapter 43, verse 18, forget the former things. I am doing a new thing. How many times have you repeated that to yourself when feeling challenged? For me, I affirm, I can, I will, I am. It's a wonderful life story, and we make the commitment to read it. Raising Expectations, Achievement, and Development. Read your story. Learn from it. And in closing, I pray, yes, for each of us, perfect life within me, which is love. Perfect. Come forth into divine expression through me as that which I truly am, and cause me to see only the good, the beautiful, and the holy being taught by every story I read. I am blessed. I am a blessing. Amen. And so it is. Thank you, everyone, for letting me share today on Zoom. I look forward to seeing you next month in person and sharing hugs.
Harnessing the power of love. There you go. Thank you, Tom. We're getting it. Let's go on through. And one more. Next slide. Now we'll come to upcoming events. The renewed pen. If you love to write and you haven't joined us yet, come and sit in on this event at, well, I'm not sure if this mic is working or not, but I'll talk loudly. And hopefully those of you online here, you get on the, let's see, Tuesday's the 27th. On the 27th at 4 o'clock, from 4 until 5, we'll have the renewed pen. Many of the members of that group that have been there regularly will bring something to share that they've written. And we hope that you can join us as well. I'd like to see some new faces there and hear some new stories. Oh, how about that? Just on the theme, stories. So that's the renewed pen. Then I'm going to go on, if we'll advance, Tom. Morning Cafe. Let me say something about it. I get the mic here to talk about these things. I like it. 9:30 Saturday morning. If you have not been there, you have missed inspiration. It only goes for 30 minutes. And we don't know where it's really going to go, except we started with a daily word. So do tune in on Zoom with us on Saturday at 9:30. We had 7 of us there yesterday, and it was a very good group. We just said, oh, boy, we wish we could share that with more people. I challenge you in this new year to come at least once and see if it works for you. So Morning Cafe. Then, of course, we have in the afternoon on Saturday as well, Saturday Soul Boost. Those are, well, Charlotte's the one that is, I think, the key to Saturday Soul Boost. She loves that group, and it's very obvious. I will take the power of love and the power of will and lay out a few thoughts about that, where it looks like I'm going on Sunday morning, and then the group will discuss it, and a lot of things will come up. And then we find out how it comes out on Sunday morning. So it's casual. It's a great time, 1 hour. Take advantage of those two things. They're beautiful spiritual inputs. And then we move on. We wanted to let you know that you can go to interfaith-community.org, find out about the events that are coming up for Interfaith Community. Invite people here at Unity Patient just to check some of those things out. And of course, a number of you are from Interfaith Community, so please look at those events and make sure you take advantage of them. Now it's the time when I'm supposed to talk. So we're growing. I wrote something this week that I titled, No Dream is Too Big. No dream is too big. And all of us contribute to that dream. Let's dream big this year. I feel it. I feel it. This is a year for us to grow and expand and share more extensively in this community with people. So dream big with me, will you? One of the things that we've had with Nick and Jade have brought their boys, and we have fresh, new input into this community. But we need some people to pay attention to the little ones. During the time when we're here, if you could give one Sunday a month and sit with the kids in some activities, that would be great. Jade and Nick could probably pay more attention to the message. Oh, I'm joking, Nick. Smile. But it would give them an opportunity to participate, and it would give you an opportunity to serve. If you could do that, let me know about it, would you? You don't have to be an expert in anything. You just have to be willing. So that's that, and I think that's all we have. We're going to close our service. I think we won't push our luck. We won't do soul connection afterwards, the discussion. Rev J, you challenge us in what I love the story of It's a Wonderful Life. So we won't do that, but we will end up with, I got inspired by being at Unity Ajijic in Ajijic, Mexico. And the way they did the closing of their service, I just brought the video again from that. And it's both the prayer for protection and the peace song. They say it similarly to how we say it. And then they sing that prayer for protection and then on into the peace song. So if you're here in person, I invite you to stand and we'll sing along with Unity Ajijic. If we can get it up. Our fingers crossed. But we're keeping our fingers crossed. We think we're going to get it up.
The light
Go
of
for
God
it.
surrounds us. The love of God enfolds
It's
us.
already quiet,
The
so
power
really
of
loud.
God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, all is
God is and all is well. But now listen to this and sing along as you catch on.
Can you put the sound up?
I am the light of God.
I am the love of God. I am the power of God. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. God. Then now we go. You are the light of God. You are the love of God. You are the power of God. You are the presence of God. Wherever we are, you are. God is. We are the light of God. We are the love of God. We are the power of God. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. God is. And all is well. And now we get to sing a little salsa version of the peace song.
Ready to dance? Yes. All right. And dance is right 3 times. Okay, everybody.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, this is my glorious vow. I take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Gotta hear it. Here we go, once more. And let it begin with me. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the goodies. Tom will bake cookies. For those of you who are online, we're so happy that you were with us this morning. We will look forward to seeing you next week, and maybe at some of the activities in between. Thank you.